Retired astronaut and author Clayton found his way to Kearney this evening to talk about his life as Nebraska's only astronaut and how his time in space has impacted his life going forward. Local 4's Kit Coniger attended his speaking event this evening. And Kit, was that a form of seventh heaven for you?
It certainly was, Spencer. I'm a meteorologist first, but second is definitely astronomy and space travel. I and around 100 other people got to meet and hear from the first astronaut from our dear state. And he had many stories to tell, from what inspired him to the most intricate details about life in space. One of the main messages he said today was that he was just like you. Growing up in a small town, going to a small school, he could identify with both kids and adults in the room. He calls Ashland, Nebraska home, and since he was a little kid, he always knew he wanted to be an astronaut. I asked him what inspired him to become a NASA astronaut. This is what he remembered.
Well, I think that Apollo 8 for me was the big deal. My parents awakened my brother and sister and I on Christmas Eve, plopped us down on the floor in front of a black and white TV near midnight. We watched the Apollo 8 guys go behind the moon for the first time. So that was my memory moment. My mother said that when I was 6, 3 years earlier, that I would discuss becoming an astronaut with her.
Since his retirement, he's actually written 3 books, including 1 children's book, and he's working on a 4th. Anderson was part of the shuttle missions and flew on Atlantis and Discovery. He told me that there are so many stories that it's impossible to pick a favorite, and he recounts many of them in his book, The Ordinary Spaceman.